Our minds are amazing things. Our brains can do things without conscious command, like keeping us breathing while we're sleeping. Without them, we can't live or do practically anything. But our minds do have limits and things that set them back, such as mental illnesses and genetic disorders. Today I'm going to talk to you about mental illnesses. Many of you know somebody who is affected by a mental illness. There's depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, OCD, eating disorders, and addiction, just to name a few. And even these well-known types of mental illnesses have more types than most people know of. There are 3 things that I like to remember about mental illnesses. First, they are not something to be ashamed of. Second, those who are affected by them did not choose to have them. And third, those who are affected cannot just snap out of it. Some of you might ask, what is a mental illness? Why do they happen? The definition of a mental illness is a mental health condition that affects our behavior, mood, and thinking. They can run in families, but more often they just happen because of either a traumatic event or chemical imbalances in our brain. Some chemicals in our brain include adrenaline, serotonin, and dopamine. Having too much or too little of these chemicals causes problems. It is estimated that 1 out of 5 American adults are diagnosed with a mental illness. And 15 million American children also have mental illnesses. And that's just for America. What about the whole world? It is estimated that 20% of the world's children have mental illness. It is an ever-growing problem. Mental illnesses can affect body movement, decision-making, and hunger. They can make those affected not want to eat anything and lose interest in their favorite things. Twitching and palpitations are normally associated with the anxiety disorders, but can happen with other disorders too. Some mental illnesses stay dormant for a time and then pop up, such as depression and anxiety, which only really take place at certain situations in time. A quote that I like is, "Mental illness is the only disease that can make you deny its own existence. Certainly the idea that the brain can deny its own illness is a very frightening thought." Natasha Tracy. This quote puts it into perspective. All of us know when we are sick, we can have fevers or stomach aches, and we will go tell our parents. Or, if we're old enough, we can go to the doctors ourselves. But if the mind denies the problem, it makes it very hard to fix it. It makes it easier for people to slip through the cracks and stay in a dark place, maybe harming themselves or others. If you know someone feeling down, talk to them. It could help them. You'd be surprised at what a little chat could do for someone. Now, something that many people connect with mental illness is suicide. Not every person with a mental illness is suicidal, and not every suicidal person has mental illness. While they commonly go hand to hand, they are not certain for every situation. But we still need to stay aware. If someone jokes about suicide or self-harm, talk with them and a trusted adult. It could save a life. Be kind to others and be aware of what you're saying. Now, in all of these bad things that mental illnesses bring, they do help those affected with it in a little way. If you have depression, you are known to see things more realistically and be smarter than the average person. If you have anxiety, you have a stronger level of empathy with others and a more accurate intuition. If you have OCD, then you have a high level of determination, a good memory, and are more compelled to learn new things. Those diagnosed with bipolar disorder are more creative and skilled in art. And if you have ADHD, you can thrive in disruptive environments, be better at multitasking, and love adventure. Now, while these things are small, they do help something horrible become slightly better. I hope in this talk that I was able to teach you something about mental illnesses, and please be aware and stay safe. Thank you.